I just finished my final day of high school ever. And once again, like I have a couple videos that will be uploaded the day I graduate, or the day of graduation. And this will be one of them, probably. So I just want to talk about a bit of it. I've talked about in some other videos my senior year. So let's talk about today, in this week. I mentioned yearbook in the video that'll be uploaded the same day as this, and stuff to do with the yearbook. And so that's Monday. I changed my status on Discord each day to however many. Like I changed it to last Monday, last Tuesday, last Wednesday, last Thursday, but today I put final day. Um, and so the Monday, not much happened. It was just a normal day. Tuesday there was a field trip to a technical college where they had a college fair and stuff like that. Wednesday, I think Tuesday afternoon was when I got the yearbooks. Oh, but now I remember. Monday, I finished chemistry early, like a week early. And so for this week, I have not taken chemistry once. And I wouldn't have had to take chemistry, but it's like I did, because that didn't count towards one of my credits. Or my credits in the online school did not count towards chemistry. Long story on that. I should make another video on that. So Monday I just sat in the same room as my study hall for first and sixth hour, and then Tuesday I was like, hey, can I join in U.S. citizenship? Because I never had to take that class because one of my online credits counted towards that. And so I joined in that one on the Wednesday, but also that was the day of, yeah, that was the day I got the yearbooks. I think I could check. And then Wednesday and Thursday were a lot of like yearbook signings and stuff. Wednesday I stayed in the U.S. citizenship again during what would have been chemistry, and Thursday there was a test. And so I was like, yeah, I'll go down to chemistry. I thought that was my eyes. No, that's how did that get on that? Yeah, we'll look through it later. Wednesday was also like a picnic sort of thing instead of lunch, and gave out the food on Frisbees that we got to keep. Mine is sitting on my shelf right there, and I'm not showing it because it has my school's logo on it. But you know what's funny? Someone online found out what school I went to, and I checked. It's very easy to find that out. If you have my first and last name, you could figure that out. Is what I found. So that's why I keep my last name private, and like why I don't say my first name much on this channel. Anyway, so that was Wednesday. A lot of yearbook signings. I got a lot of I wanted to get a signature from each one of the seniors and a lot of the teachers. And so I did a lot of those signatures on Wednesday, and Thursday was the senior lunch with like buffalo wings and stuff like that and ice cream. It was good. And during that I also got some of the signatures, and it's like, oh my god, I lack such basic social cues, and I think about the littlest thing with social interactions, and I really should not overthink it. I mentioned being removed from the senior group chat, and I mentioned briefly why in some video. I don't remember. I think it was the yearbook video. Or maybe it was the video I didn't upload. Might have been. But yeah. I went up to the girl who manages the senior group chat on Snapchat, and first I asked her for the signature for my yearbook, and then I asked her, what time should I show up for the senior prank? She goes, shh, shh, shh. It's 6 p.m. Sunday. I'm like, okay, my bad. I think about that, like, I can't believe I lack such basic social cues. It was partially probably because I did a year of online, but also that I'm autistic and some other reasons. Geez, why isn't that loading on my computer here? And so I got most of the yearbook signatures, yesterday, and there was only one person I needed left um, for the seniors, and it was, I think I mentioned in one video how there was this one girl in my class who I forgot existed for like 5 years. Um, long story. Uh, she was the only one who I needed left, and I know I had her in my English class during third hour, but like by the time lunch that day, it was past third hour, and so um, here's how today went. I went to bed early last night, around 8:30, because I wanted to get prepared for the senior trip tomorrow because we have to leave at like 6:30, and I want to get up early tomorrow. So I prepared. I set an alarm for both today or this morning and tomorrow morning, same time, 5. And so I usually get to school early, and so I had I had time to kill, so I got the signatures I needed for a lot of my teachers, and for other things here and there. Then I, for my first hour, went to finish an assignment I had in my engineering class, and then for first hour I was like, well, this is my study hall, I have nothing to do, and this is my final first hour of the entire school year. Second hour, I had nothing to do in art, so I had the teacher sign off on my paper. And I was like, well, this is my final art and I have nothing to do. Third hour. On my way to my third hour English class, I ran into the one girl who I needed my signature from, so I asked her, I needed her signature for the yearbook, and so I got her signature in the hall, and then now I have all the seniors. And so then I went to English, and I had nothing to do in English. We were done with English at that point. Well, at least I was. And then so then I was like, man, this is my final English. And my friends and I had the idea of calling teachers by their first name for our senior prank. And so one of my friends who walked out of class like 10 minutes early for something, I don't remember what he did, or what he had to what he had to leave class for. And so he said to the teacher, he called her by her first name, so by teacher's name. And she was really confused, and so we explained to her like our senior prank, and she was like, oh, usually when people say my first name, it's like my parents, and I'm in trouble or something. That's what it makes me think of. I'm like, oh. And so then I went to my fourth hour engineering class. Didn't have anything to do. I was done. And I'd already had him sign my paper. I had my English teacher sign my paper too. So I had nothing to do, and I was in like 5 minutes before lunch started. I was like, hey, because this is our final day, can we go to lunch early? And he was like, yeah. So we went early. Got food, ate food, and I biked to school today, and I realized that at lunch my bike had tipped over and was bending my kickstand. So I went to go put it back up, and because of the wind, it was terrible. And then as soon as I came back up to the lunch table, looked around, I was like, son of a bitch, it fell over again. So I went out and I just brought it inside to one of the classrooms. I only rode bike 3 times this year. I wish I did more. I did it today, yesterday, and once in like April or something. I don't remember when. It hasn't been very nice out enough to do it until this week. And then trying to think, where was I? Then I went to my 5th hour math with the juniors, and got my paper signed, gave her a graduation card. Gave my math teacher a graduation card. I also gave my English teacher one too. And then I had nothing to do for the rest of math, and I was like, well, this is my final math class of high school. Then went to my 6th hour study hall and got my study hall teacher, same one as first hour, but she didn't want to sign it until 6th hour. Got that signed, and then we were going to go watch the baseball game that was going on. And my 7th hour chemistry teacher, I already had her sign it during the start of first hour as well, so I was all fine, so I handed it in to the principal. He signed off on it and gave me a little slip of things to just double check before, and timetables, and we didn't have time to go to the baseball game, so we waited until 7th hour started and just went to class, except there's nothing going on. So we just wandered the halls. My friends and I just wandered the halls, reminiscing about our time here. talking about deep things and making plans. And we went home. So I have this here because this is my Trapper Keeper I've been carrying around for the past 9 months in school. So first we got my engineering notebook right here. I didn't really use this much. Less than a quarter of the pages are used up. But it's a graphing one, like this. That can be thrown. Oh, I forgot about this. I forgot to put this in here. That's right. I'll keep that in there. That's this is something I was supposed to put. I could actually show this because it doesn't say the school on it. I was supposed to put this on my locker, but I never did. Never bothered. So it just sat in my locker for like 9 months. Here is my English folder. We got a little essay. A small little essay. A returned analyzation thing. Practice thing. I also kept in a little cubby in my my study hall class all papers that I had gotten handed back for, like, especially chemistry, but also like math notes and stuff like that. I kept all that in a little cubby, and I recorded myself throwing it into the garbage can. It was like this thick, and I'd show it, but like I can't because I'm too lazy. So yeah, I can throw away my English folder and the stuff in here. My engineering folder. Just stuff that was handed back. Graded stuff, rubrics. Art is empty besides this one packet. That's right, because all the notes were supposed to be handed in with the final. Because the final was open note. It was stupid easy. Yeah, that's the only thing left. This was notes for optical illusion art. My math. We got a ton of notes, and this isn't even all of it. It is a lot of notes that I had. But, yeah. I really did, pretty much nothing was going on in my math class after the MCAs. Yeah. This is... that's a lot of notes in here. That's all notes. And that's not even all of it. This folder I never once used. Never had a need for it. But, like, look, how did that happen? Yeah. We got markers and stuff in here, and this notebook I got at the start of the year, and I kept it in my pocket just to, like, note things down if I needed to. Just to get thoughts out of my mind. Made it easier for me to work. And I stopped using it after a while, but, like, it started falling apart, like, wow. Oh, part of it fell. I can't pick it up there. I feel fat. Then a planner I rarely used. I don't know how... this is what I was talking about earlier. I must have gotten there from something. Green spots. I thought that was just my eyes for a second. I never really, I never really used this. And I have 4 spiral notebooks right here, and I never really use them much besides, like, occasional note-taking and stuff. So these are still usable. I've only taken about 10 pages out of them total. So, here's the final one. Oops, let me drop that. This is a copy of my transcript from February. 2.268. It has not changed once since then. Class rank 30 out of 31. Not anymore. Because the one who was lower than me dropped out. I think I mentioned that in one of my videos. Then we got a senior meeting thing. This was in like October or something. Because, let's look. Yeah, this was notes when I met with the guidance counselor. Minimum credits to graduate is 17.5. I had 19.5 at the start of it. I still need 0 credits to make up before I graduate. This must have been around second semester because it says second semester class changes. Goals and stuff. I don't remember this. Yeah, this is October because it says with the FAFSA stuff. Yeah, this was October. It says some things that happened in October as a coming up thing. A progress report. This one's old. It's from oh, it's from February? Wow, I thought this one was even older. In October 2025, College Knowledge Month thing. We got, this was, geez, I am a hoarder. This one is from September. A float decorating for the senior class homecoming float. And then also a senior breakfast at the local cafe. I missed that. I accidentally slept in that day. That was when I was still waiting for, like, that was when I was still adjusting. This was my, my first schedule I got. And one of my friends wrote on the top rocket ship, and I don't remember why. I think he just did it for funny. And this one, is this seriously from April? Why is it in the very back then? It says April 15th, 2026. So, and this is about the awards banquet that was Wednesday. I didn't go to it. I was like, why would I? I'm not winning any awards. At graduation, they're going to be like, oh, you're graduating? Really? Yeah. But other than the pens and stuff in here, that is everything in my trapper cleaned out. Yeah, a highlighter cap came off. The yellow one. So why is it partially green? It's part I can't explain. Like these erasers, they're yellow and green, and the sticky notes are. I'll deal with them later. I'll just set them on my bed. There. Even by this year, I didn't expect to be graduating. I can't believe it that I am graduating. And that this day was my final day of high school. I was worried I would have to come back for the final week, but I don't. I'm thinking of the Stranger Things finale that came out. It was a bad finale, but the end of it, well, they graduate. So I kind of feel that same way. best advice I can give to anybody currently in high school right now, whether you are freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. Well, if you're a senior, it doesn't matter. This is mainly for anyone, like, or even in middle school. Best way I can just best advice I can give to anyone is you're gonna have regrets by the end of your high school. You're gonna wish you did more, even if you participate in as much as you can. You're gonna wish you did more. And so my best advice to give to any person in high school right now is live every year like it's your senior year. Participate in as much as you can. Act like you're not coming back the final year, or coming back the next year. Just